Coming up on CityView, lighting up the night for those on bikes, shooting hoops in the southeast, and a council cultural exchange. Hi, and thanks for joining us. I'm your host, David Green. C3 Presents recently gave $6.3 million to the Austin Parks Foundation. C3 Presents, the company that produces the Austin City Limits Festival, has contributed $26 million over the last 12 years. Although most of that money contributed goes to Zilker Park, the site of the festival, other parks around the city get a share. Austin City Council approved $39 million in bond funding for the next phase of the 2016 Mobility Bond. This money will go to developing, designing, and constructing improvements that enhance mobility and safety for Austin residents. This money is divided across regional, corridor, and local mobility projects. Additionally, the money will fund safety improvements at 3 intersections with the largest number of accidents: Pleasant Valley Road and Elmont Drive, Slaughter Lane and South First Street, and South Congress at Old Torf. The $39 million made available builds on the $28 million of 2016 Mobility Bond funding appropriated by the Council last December. How to make cycling at night safer. This was the challenge taken on by a cross-departmental team from the City of Austin. With the help of a few volunteers, this group of innovators recently put their ideas to the test.
In a darkened warehouse on Austin's east side, a not-so-secret experiment is unfolding. The participants are simulating an automobile and cyclist approaching an intersection at night. But in this scenario, the mock intersection has a very unique feature.
As the cyclist approaches the intersection, there's a stream of lights that indicate that there's a cyclist present, and then across the intersection, those lights would remain. The concept is if the motorist is coming from either direction, they would be aware that there was a cyclist in the lane.
A submission to the Austin City Manager's Idea Accelerator pilot program. The proposal was initiated by Public Works Project Manager Robin Camp.
That was my entry, was what if we could light the bike lane?
Robin and her team adapted the Google Ventures design sprint process to compress what would normally be months of discussion and research into a single week.
So we have an interdepartmental group. Our team was from aviation, traffic, transportation, PARD, the bike trails, and Public Works. And so over these 5 days, we analyzed the problem, we came up with a solution, and then we're testing it here in our secret warehouse.
Robin's experience as a cyclist in some of the country's most congested urban areas has contributed to her interest in improved bike safety. But her primary motivation is more personal.
My brother was killed riding his bicycle. He was riding at dusk and he was making a left-hand turn. It was in San Angelo.
The impressions and observations of the volunteers playing the parts of cyclists and drivers are carefully recorded for further study.
Yeah, definitely the first round,
that
seemed more intuitive. It's like, hey, this light's red, you should stop here in this area.
Okay.
With this phase of the project completed, the team is reviewing the results to determine the next steps.
The Idea Accelerator pilot program resulted in over 100 ideas submitted by employees in 28 departments. Light the Bike Lane was one of the 8 projects selected to move forward for prototyping. The City of Austin recently hosted the annual Community Journalist Conference. The conference was held to enhance collaboration between the city and local media outlets, with a special focus on minority media. Journalists and media representatives attended to network and receive the inside scoop from City of Austin public information officers.
The city of Austin is becoming a global community. We have people from all over the world living now here. It is important to maintain that diversity because that's how ideation happens. And our community journalists are part of that ideation. They're the ones that spread the word. They're the ones that write the story. They're the ones that knows what's going on in those communities. And we want to make sure that we partner and we get to know each other so we can do a better job.
Our city was recently honored by a visit from some very special members of the Comanche Nation with a stop at Austin City Hall. The 34 members of the Comanche Elder Council traveled from Lawton, Oklahoma to visit sites in and around Austin and meet with Mayor Steve Adler.
Welcome back home. I'm home today.
The trip was one in a series of trips that the elders take to various locations important to Comanche history and culture.
Chiefs within different areas of Texas and Oklahoma, that was their band in their area to settle. So a lot of this was settlement for us. This was home for some of our Comanche people.
The group ended their tour with a visit to the oasis on Lake Travis next to Comanche Peak. The Austin Police Department recently held a basketball game with youth from the Dove Springs community at the Dove Springs Recreation Center. The game gave neighborhood residents a chance to positively interact with the law enforcement officers that serve their community.
We're here for the Friday night basketball event that we have every month here at Dove Springs Rec. We meet with the kids out here and we have a little round robin tournament the last Friday of every month. It's a lot of fun for officers, a lot of fun for the kids. So it's working out well. It's our second one and the kids showed out in double numbers for the first time, so it's great. Out here in Dove Springs, I work out here. I'm one of the officers that serves this area. I was born and raised out here. 6 seconds, hold them! So it's important that kids see that we're out here, some of us are from here, a lot of us work out here. If they ever need us, we're probably gonna be the faces that they're gonna see. It's also good for us because we get to see them in a more personal light and enjoy each other. It's fun. We have a good time.
Since I've been a little kid, you know, I love basketball. So yeah, I'm out here to play basketball. I want to get to college. I want to do this. I want to do that, and I want to do the best for my mom. I want to get out of the state and stuff like that. So I'm just out here to practice on my stuff. They're pretty good though, but you know, me and my teammates, we come out there, we just play. We play hard to the end, but then we lose. But it happens again sometimes. Sometimes you're gonna win, sometimes you're gonna lose. It doesn't matter. Just don't be a sore loser. Have a good sportsmanship.
This was the second time that Austin Police Department Southeast District representatives met at Dove Springs to play ball as part of the ongoing community policing efforts. That's it for this edition of CityView. I'm your host, David Green. Our next episode premieres May 22nd. Thanks for watching.